Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming back to my channel today. I hope you're having a wonderful 2020 so far. What I wanted to do tonight is take my book that I had written my New Year's resolutions in for 2019 and kind of go through them and see if there's still goals of mine for 2020. So I think a lot of them will be. And the way that I did my New Year's resolutions last year was, instead of saying I just have like one goal or one thing I want to accomplish this year, I actually sat down and I thought about, in every aspect of my life, what do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? So I think it's a really interesting and fun exercise, but I thought I'm not going to reinvent the wheel this year. I want to look at what I wrote last year and see if I still agree. I think it's just a nice exercise for the new year, the new decade, a nice fresh start with a fresh mindset and all that. So things like this get me really excited for the upcoming weeks, months, years, where I feel like I just want to do my best. So I'm gonna take, I think, my favorites from here and write them down in my bullet journal with my fun, fancy markers. Okay, so I'll start reading from last year's. So I have 2019 at the top. This is very interesting that I wrote this kind of at the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, and now 2019 is totally over. It's an interesting feeling looking back at this. So I had a lot of goals. So I said, at first I wrote, I want to list my goals in categories. And then I want to break them out into smaller goals. I want to declutter physically and digitally, practice minimalism, clean for 20 minutes a day, read The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo and watch her show on Netflix. Quality over quantity, just in general, and stop using excuses. So I think I kind of had just like a brain dump here at this first part, where I wrote down a whole bunch of different things, and then in a little bit I kind of categorized them a little bit, I think. Alright, so I said that I want to have a positive, more healthy mindset and save more money, not waste money, which is still going to be a goal for sure. Yeah, I think my first thing that I'll write down is keep a positive mindset. And then I'll also write save more money, try not to waste money. Those are ones I still want to work on in 2020. So I wrote podcast ? I never did start a podcast. I really did think about it. I kind of wanted to start a podcast about books, like a book club. But I really think that I need to do whatever I can 100% right now. And if I can't do something 100%, I want to wait until I have the time and energy to give 100% to it. So I didn't want something else to suffer because I decided to start devoting a bunch of time to a podcast. So that was my personal thing that I realized in 2019 about that. I wrote, success is interesting. Having a plan is being successful. So I would still agree with this. I think just having a plan and following through with it, that is how you succeed. So starting without a plan can be very hard to get to where you want to go. So this is exactly why I like to do exercises like this. I wrote energy. Your vibes attract similar vibes. Good energy, positivity, and high energy are what I want to exude. Still true. Meditation and spirituality. I want to be more mindful, more aware, enjoy the process and the journey, and don't always try to press the fast forward button. I still like that one. I think I'm going to include enjoy the process and the journey for 2020. Okay, write my goals down and look at them every day. So I did write them down. I didn't look at them every day, but I have a lot of different things that remind me of them. My Pinterest boards and things like that are all ways that I show myself my goals every day, my inspiration and where I want to get to. I want to do time blocking. I've done a form of time blocking, I would say, and I'm okay with keeping that up for now. Sit on things and learn about them. You don't always have to have an opinion on everything, and be less argumentative. I like that one. I still agree. I think it's a good practice to not always feel like we have to have a strong opinion on every topic. That's something I have been trying to work on over the last year, and I still need to work on it more. But when someone asks you your opinion on something, sometimes maybe you don't know and you kind of think up an opinion on the spot or the first thing that comes to your mind without really researching the topic, learning a lot about it, and having an informed opinion. So I'm trying to work on saying I don't know if I actually don't know, and saying I need to learn more about that before I have an opinion on it. So still working on that one. Make a morning and night routine with coffee, time to reflect and meditate and read, time to learn new things, and time to plan for tomorrow and for the future. So I'm going to include in 2020 time to meditate, and time to learn, and time to plan. I like all those in my evening routine, I would say. Consume less and buy less and be more environmentally conscious. That's something I think I've definitely accomplished in 2019. I think more about my purchases. I think whether something is going to last me or not before I buy it. And I'm trying to be more of a conscious consumer. I even though I haven't seen those words since a year ago, I have been working on them. Get enough sleep and a sleep schedule. Yeah, this is definitely one for 2020. I really want to get on a good sleep schedule where I wake up and go to bed at the exact same time every day. I have been in a good rhythm at some points in the year, but I haven't been able to stick to it for an entire year, so I want to make that my 2020 goal. Morning or night meditation, guided or unguided. Go somewhere or do it at home. So, yeah, I like to do both guided and unguided, but I usually like to do it at night, and I usually like to do it at home. Typically either like in my bed or in my bedroom, just on my floor pillow or on my yoga mat, just sitting there, thinking, sometimes in silence, sometimes with nature sounds going on, or sometimes a guided meditation. And I really like the Headspace app for the guided meditations. They're They're really good. The voices are very relaxing, and I find they're very unique compared to a lot of typical guided meditations that I've listened to before. I want to watch more ASMR and research it before bed, which I have done, but it's difficult to watch it for research right before bed because I usually just end up falling asleep. But that's okay. That's the point, right? Okay. I just have a couple more pages of this. Cook healthy meals at home. Eating out only on special occasions or with friends. No fast food. Local is best. And drink more water. Alright, I will recap how I did in 2019. Cook healthy meals at home. Some, not that many. But I've gotten better. Eating out only on special occasions or with friends. Usually, yes, I have stuck to this for the most part, obviously, with some exceptions. No fast food. So I haven't had no fast food, but I haven't not had much fast food whatsoever. It's usually been if I'm like on the road, not at home, and I need something quick to eat, or like after a night out with my friends. So that's not bad. I would say probably I've only eaten fast food like I maybe ate it once a month in 2019. So I feel pretty good about that, but I'd like to have even less in 2020. Local is best. I do usually eat from local restaurants when I'm eating out, and now I'm getting my eggs locally. There are a few different things that I get locally. A lot of stuff I get from my mom in the summer because she has a garden, a lot of fruits and veggies, and I planted apple trees in my backyard, but we'll see if they come. But yeah, I do try and eat local as much as possible and drink more water. I drink a ton of water, I think, in my hydro flask. It's huge. It's really helped with that because it stays cold and I don't have to refill it very often, so I'm just always drinking from it. Okay, moving on. Aim for an hour of tech-free time before bed. I sometimes do that. I at least turned on the night shift mode on my phone and my laptop if I'm gonna be like watching something or going on my phone. The night shift gives it a very yellow tone and it kind of removes like all of the blues, which is supposed to help your brain kind of wind down at night. I think it's at least better than having it on blue, but just no screen time would be better if possible. So working on that. And I wrote less social media and screen time. Still agree. Listen to podcasts and inspiration often. I listen to podcasts all the time, so I definitely can check that one off. Remind myself often of what inspires me with quotes, printouts, videos, books, music. I do that all the time. I use Pinterest almost every single day, and it's just full of the things that inspire me. And it makes me really happy, and I feel energetic after I go on Pinterest for some reason. What about you guys? I don't know if it's just me or what. Do something creative. write, make music, make videos, make artwork and crafts. I try. Live in the present moment. Write in a journal my thoughts, feelings, experiences, either a bullet journal or morning pages or heart song journal. I did start a bullet journal in 2019, so that was a cool accomplishment. Focus my time and energy on school and work. Be the best that I can be. Work hard and don't settle. Make it fun. Go to the library or a coffee shop. I'm going to include this one in 2020 because I have both school and work to think about in 2020. Okay, last page here. So my categories ended up being body, health and fitness, heart, friends and family, mind, meditation and connection, and soul, work and community. So the ones I went over already kind of are all over the place, but I tried to kind of fit them into one of those 4 categories. And so then I tried to break it down into yearly goals, monthly goals, and daily and weekly habits. Another thing I wanted to do in 2019 was to have more hobbies, new hobbies, or become more invested in my old hobbies, such as reading, writing, knitting, creating music, walking and biking, doing yoga. And so I did walk a lot. I walked to work like until it got really cold in like November. But I walked to work like every day, to work and back in the morning and the evening, and then also at lunchtime in the afternoon. So I was walking for like an hour every day at least. So that was nice. And I'm definitely going to continue doing that when it gets a little warmer. But right now it's the dead of winter and I'm driving. I want to volunteer and donate more. So I'm going to make this a goal for like 2022 because I don't want to put too much on my plate. Right now I work like 40 hours a week, and then I also have school most of the year, which takes another 15 to 20 hours a week. And I make videos and I try to have a life. So yeah, I don't want to stretch myself too thin when I'm finished with school and all I'm doing is working full time, which will be in 2022. Sounds like a long time away. Then I will start to do more volunteering and things like that. But I don't want to commit to something, like I said before, that I can't put 100% into because it's just not me. So then I want to map out my projects for the year. What are the steps I need to take to achieve them? Add my steps to my monthly and weekly plan, and then what action items do I need to take in January to move towards reaching that goal. And then I wanted to do more self-care, baths, hobbies, cozy drinks, books, and music. And I said I want to work every day towards being the person I want to be, visualizing who I want to be, that version of myself, and act as if I'm already that person, do the things she would do, think the way she would think, treat people the way that she would, and value and prioritize the things that she would, and be patient with the journey to become her. I wanted to be an amazing friend. And then I just, at the end, added this quote. If you want to be someone that most people cannot be, and if you want to have things most people can't have, then you need to do things that most people will not do. So that is a really interesting quote. But I think it's so true. I think you can't expect to have extraordinary things if you don't take extraordinary measures to get them. Like, you can't just sit back and not put effort in and expect things to fall in your lap, as I'm sure you know. Although they do for some people, but that's not the way we would want to get them anyway. We want to put in hard work and effort and earn everything that we get. So, those were my goals for 2019, and a lot of them stayed with me for 2020. I think I'm going to remember them all for this year, but I wrote down some that I really want to see every single day. I always want to have kind of in the back of my mind, or in the front of my mind, I guess. Every day, work towards those things, not let them out of my sight. So, I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that this was inspiring for you to create your own goals for 2020, and let me know what yours are and if they're different. I would love to know. I'm always looking for new inspiration and how to be a better version of myself. So it would make me really happy to know about your goals for the year, your resolutions. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I will talk to you really, really soon.